Hello and welcome back to the Honor Debate and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. And the road to SummerSlam continued Monday night as Raw emanated from Houston with the first appearance of Roman Reigns since his epic return last week. What happened there, what was the follow-up, as well as some other stuff of top stars such as CM Punk and Becky Lynch on the show. And we started things off with CM Punk. And of course he's now the number one contender for the world title, and a passionate promo that focused primarily on hyping his title opportunity against the ring handler at SummerSlam. Punk reminded his opponent that he's not the other number one contender, he's the best in the world. That brought the champ to the ring for a face-to-face confrontation. Gunther claimed the two of them are equals and just have both massive egos, but his is justified thanks to his accomplishments in the ring. I'm going to make you regret everything you said as you step foot inside the ring. You will never be the best in the world. Gunther dropped the mic and walked out, ending the segment emphatically as Michael Cole and Cody Rhodes hyped the marquee match. Backstage, Naomi interrupted in an interview with Stephanie Vaquer and teasing her at Clash in Paris, setting up a potential cash in. So yeah, intriguing stuff and a great promo to kick things off. Before we move on to Sheamus against Rusev, right in the latest chats from their rivalry, the Bulgarian Brute shook off a top rope clothesline to the arena floor, delivering a fallaway slam to the Celtic Warrior, driving him into the announce table. The babyface fought from underneath, enduring everything thrown at him by his physically imposing opponent, including forcing out the accolade and to the ropes to force a break. Late in the match, Rusev exposed the turnbuckle, looting to utilise his advantage he had in their match. Sheamus though capitalised on the distracted ref and pulled the Redeemer into it. From there, he delivered a devastating brogue, preventing Rusev from using the shillelagh to score the win. A really good match, and improvement on the last one I was saying. To be honest, I just want to see these two keep going at it. 7 out of 10. Moving on into the number one contenders tag title match, but before that, backstage tensions continue to mount between Lyra and Bayley ahead of their tag title match later on. In the arena, it's the Creed Brothers, LWO and New Day battling it out. The two heel teams dominated the action, working over the faces until their egos got the better of them, allowing the LWO to fight back, and later Dragon Lee interjects himself into the match, taking the fight to Creed until El Grande made the save. Del Toro wiped the American-made heels out at the ringside, and Wildcats and New Day scoring a pin and upset win to win a shock title challenge. And yeah, it wasn't the best match, to be honest. It just feels a bit of an afterthought at the moment. I was shocked by this result, but I'm intrigued where it's going to go. 5 out of 10. Before backstage confrontation between Vaquer and Io Sky led to a match later on. Elsewhere, Grayson Waller attempted to get himself on the good side of the New Day. Seems like he's split with Theory now, so yeah, be interesting to see where that goes. In the arena, Becky Lynch took to the ring and said, "I should be in New York at the premiere of Happy Gilmore 2, but instead I'm in Houston, Texas." The man says she accused Lyra of gatekeeping the championships and called her rival out. The former champ took her up on it and joined her in the ring. A back and forth resulted in a no count out, no DQ match for SummerSlam, which is the right challenge, and if Lyra loses she can't challenge again. Makes sense based on where we're going. Number one contender accepted before delivering her own version of the manhandle stand to put an exclamation point. I think a perfect segment, exactly where it needs to go. Good stuff. Before we got the Bayley and Lyra versus Judgment Day match, of course this makes sense given they didn't have the chance at WrestleMania due to Becky Lynch. Monday they finally got that chance, and the heels cut the run off, isolating Valkyrie and worked her over. Every time the challenger thought it was behind some outcome, but the heels battled her back down to the mat. When the babyfaces finally fought back into the match and made a tag to Bayley, the role model exploded into the match and unloaded on the competition, driven by desperation and need to win gold. The action broke down late on, culminating with Dominic's interference, a cameo from AJ Styles, and sneak attack from Lynch to Valkyria at ringside, and a tie bomb from Rodriguez to earn a successful title defense. And yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think kind of everything in terms of the story, it made sense for a bit of a screwy finish. Of course, it's not what we want to see, but it's a decent match up until that point. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. We then got Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross in the United Champions rematch. An extended heat period saw Kross dominate the action, working a methodical pace and time with the injured Zayn. He worked over the words of his opponents, hoping to drive fight out the injured face. As he has so many times throughout his career, Zayn fought his way back into the match, delivering explosive suplex in the corner. Scarlett slowed Kross the lead pipe and distracted the ref, allowing him to use it to counter a Helluva Kick and score the pinfall victory. Backstage, John Mysterio attacked AJ Styles, claimed he was cleared to compete and would see the phenomenal one at SummerSlam. Love to see that, and yeah, decent match as well. I kind of like the way we're going across and saying it's an intriguing storyline and a decent announcement too. 6 out of 10. Before we got Vaquer against Io Sky, two of the best wrestlers in WWE ran it back. And then Primera worked a submission hold, looking to force a tap out from the Genius to the Sky, but the resilient champ fended her off just enough to stay in the match. Having withstood everything for Kerr threw at her, Sky fired up, but top contender to the women's world title again prevented her opponent from building momentum for herself. As the action continued, the secret has this prior distraction allowed Chelsea Green to come from out of nowhere and level our opponents. The babyfaces recovered, set their differences aside and cleared the ring of the heels. That is until Naomi attacked Sky from behind. The numbers is fine to set the table for Ripley to make her way to the ring and lay out the women's champ for good measure and put Green down. Yeah, a decent little match this. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Shenanigans in the women's division is always intriguing. I thought it was a decent match up until that point, and intrigued where we're all going to go with this. So 6 out of 10. Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed then made their way to the ring for the show closing segment, but the Oracle found himself interrupted by his former tribal chief Roman Reigns. The OTC made his way to the ring, showing no fear in the face of the disadvantaged numbers. Heyman's greeting claiming, "I never wanted to be disrespectful and rude because of WrestleMania 41 betrayal was not both those things." A master manipulator, Heyman claimed that they could fix their issues, especially in the wake of Seth Rollins out of his injury. "You'll always be in my family because I love you, my tribal chief," he said. "You're not a wise man anymore, you're just a dumbass," Reigns replied. Speaking to Broker, he said, "A few years from now, you're the man around here. He's going to take all the credit. You could create the bloodline. No, that was God's work," Reigns added. Breaker stepped between Reigns and Heyman. "I'm the big dog now. I'm the top dog now. I'm the future. I'm the man around here now." The competitors came to blows with the heels beating down Reigns, but Jey Uso made the save, drawing a huge pop to close the show. And yeah, this was great stuff. I got kind of the angle we all wanted rather than going back to the bloodline stuff. And yeah, this was a great first segment, and I'm very intrigued to see it's going to go with Breaker mixed in there, and Reigns and Heyman back and forth could be excellent. So yeah, great stuff. Overall, Raw this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, this was a really strong episode of Raw, really building nicely towards SummerSlam now. And yeah, some of the stuff on here was great, like the closing segment. I really enjoyed the Punk Vegans stuff, and I think some intriguing stuff, even like the women's tag division, for example. So yeah, on the whole, this is a really good episode of Raw. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.